Can't stop, won't stop, get guap. 10 white toes and them Tory flip-flops. Manicures and pedicures, I'm always tip-top. When they say I'm not hot, all these lies need to stop. Cause I'm icy, wifey, haters wanna fight me. Never been the one get RP up on a whitey. Keep my hands clean, got some hitters moving shicey. Ask me if I'm rolling with some Gucci, bitch, I might be. It's very unlikely, my wrist ain't looking icy. Charging by the minute, cause my time is very pricey. Yeah, I be where the bosses be. Judging from my vibe, you can feel it in my energy. Stacking paper steadily so I can live in luxury. Looking in the mirror, I thank God for what I'm about to be. You beefing with my enemy, does not make you a friend of me. Girl, so weird, stay clear, I'm living drama free. Never living comfortably, got a lot of ghosts to me. My team is trying to eat, so we grinding so I'm
What's up, everybody? We're back in our corner of life, in our position in the universe. Back for our third installment of the Awful Awful podcast.
Yes, we are. It is she. It is me.
It is we.
I'm Kaya Chak, writer, poet, bad bitch, aficionado of all sorts of things. I've been up since like 6:30 this morning, and for most of y'all that know me, that is not my slice of cake, cup of tea, any of that, you know. But due to scheduling conflicts, we have to make sure that we get in here so that we can give y'all this real shit. So
and you know the early bird gets the worm. So here we are, like two birds pecking in the soil.
Here we are nesting. So first of all, how was your week?
It's been tumultuous, you know, but I may be black, I may be ugly, you know, I may be poor, but damn it, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank God.
I got a dirty chai in the studio today, because, you know, like I said, I have to have my caffeine. I can't get up in the morning unless I absolutely have caffeine behind me.
Yeah.
Like, if I go into my day without caffeine, I may make it, if I'm up by 7, I may make it to noon, but by 3 p.m., I'm ready to take it back to the bed and, like, completely retire the whole damn thing, and we'll try again. But
I literally cannot have caffeine in the morning. It makes me way too jittery. Yeah, and then it's like I also listen to rap while I take showers. So by the time I get done, if I have a cup of coffee before I take my shower, I'm literally ready to pull up on a bitch. Like, I don't even have to be upset.
I don't listen to rap.
Somebody come at me,
I listen to that Negro music.
Yeah.
that
Negro music.
Them jungle tunes.
Yeah.
No,
you know,
none
the
of
tunes
that.
all the monkeys sing on the porch.
No monkey business.
No, none of that. Screaming monkey business.
Okay, so
we are black, by the way. We can make those jokes.
We have a few things on
the docket.
I hate that you call it a docket. Okay, let's see.
Last week we ended our conversation with the infamous, ridiculous Azealia Banks.
Okay,
and
people are already going to be flustered by this. You cannot, I feel like you can't make any comment about Azealia Banks without ruffling some feathers. You can't say she's great. You can't say she's terrible. You can't say, you know what I'm saying, she's in between. Because there's always going to be somebody that is like, I'm unsatisfied with your take on this because of whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She's a very polarizing public figure, a very polarizing musician.
So.
Very polarizing Twitter owner.
If y'all remember, how long ago was this? Because I honestly don't even remember when she came out.
When she was spit on. Essentially, that's what we're talking about.
It's not funny. Okay. I just want to make it clear I'm not laughing at the fact that she got spat on.
I am. I'm 100% screaming at that.
I cannot stand you.
I'm screaming at that.
So, I don't know if this was a few months ago. This could have been last year.
I think it was like a whole ass year ago.
Because she pops up here and then with some...
every time you see her, something new.
Right. So, she allegedly was at a party at Russell Crowe's...
Don't know how she got there.
Condo. I think it was...
was it for the movie?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's
in a movie, for those of you who don't know. It will be...
We'll call it a
in
movie.
select theaters.
We'll call it a movie.
It's one of those movies that you feel like should just be on BET, but it's actually going to be in theaters.
Yes, that's what it's like. It's like a BET movie.
Why is this in theaters?
Wow.
I don't understand, but okay.
So she apparently was at this party at Russell Crowe's apartment, condo, nest, I don't know. And was she invited there by RZA? I'm pretty sure he was her.
Mm-hmm. She was his +1.
Yes.
She's probably like a +7. Like, she's like, they're like, the other 6 people can come, so yeah, all right. Okay. You can come.
So, she,
probably said something slick and got spit on, and then screamed, "This white man spit on me."
That is originally what I feel like we thought happened.
Yeah.
I feel like when she came out and was talking about, that this happened to her and, that it was a really wild night and whatnot, I didn't not believe her. But I also felt... The thing with Azealia Banks is, and her takes on things, is she leaves out a lot of context of things. And that makes it hard for me to... give merit to anything that she says, because I'm like, she is really about she has a revisionist way of looking at things, like when especially it pertains to her. Like, she will shuffle the cards and deal them so that they all benefit her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not unlike other female rappers that we know.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's not really that I thought that she was lying when she first came out about this. I don't know what everybody else thought. You know what I'm saying?
But I think you're very much so.
Because she does have a reputation as a liar. We don't be like Azealia Banks come out and say shit and then it come out to not be true later. I don't think that that's her, plight as
but
a.
But we also know that she says things specifically to be polarizing, and we feel like she does that almost intentionally. As consumers of not only music but artists as they relate to pop culture, we know that the power that they have to create conversation. And I feel like a lot of times Azealia really abuses that power.
Yeah, I think that she intentionally says really inflammatory things, to stir the pot, you know what I mean? And we talked about before how a lot of that shit that she says is true, and then there's a lot of context left out of the situation on other things, So like I said, when this came out, I didn't think that she was lying. I just thought that the only piece of the story that we had was hers, and there was nobody to really deny or confirm what actually had happened until recently. RZA got on
the Breakfast Club?
Some urban radio station. I'm not sure if it's the Breakfast Club.
I believe it was the Breakfast Club. I feel like Charlamagne was there.
Okay.
I feel like Charlamagne's always there, though, so I could be mistaken.
It doesn't even matter. But, he got on there and, confirmed that, there was some sort of altercation.
Flown, yes.
Yep. That he did see Russell Crowe spit at her. And
Azealia said this all in 2016.
Now, Azealia Banks claimed that he spat at her, choked her,
and called her a nigger.
And said things like that. And
let's take into account she's a Gemini.
Uh-huh.
She's a Gemini.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Born under the twin signs. Not always honest. Known to stretch the truth.
Okay.
Just throwing that
We can
out
roll
there.
with that. I feel like the only part of her story that he corroborated was that
she was spit on.
Right.
Spit at. He said he spat at her like she was nothing. And she said in the interview that she did where she was crying and she was wearing that beautiful blazer, had her hair slicked back, like that was the I've been victimized look. She was smart for that.
The victimization wig.
Yes, definitely. But she, she said like, she made it seem like she was looking to RZA for support, and he was not, like, he wasn't going to do anything because he wasn't going to give up his seat at the table with the white folk. Like, and that's very much so. He just basically confirmed that in his interview.
Right.
In so few words.
So, okay, I'm gonna run through and just give her what she deserves, She clearly was assaulted in some way, and there were a bunch of men present that allowed that to happen, didn't back her up or support her on, coming out and saying that she was wronged. And, I think that speaks a lot to the character of not only the men that were there, but men in general not coming out to, and I want to say black men in specific, not coming out to support black women when they're, you know, being open about the bullshit that they face in the industry and like being gaslighted and, you know, being just put in a position to where they're really alone. Like I feel like that is what she felt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to, like I said, you have to add in the context of Azealia Banks still being D-list, C-list.
I mean, I would give her a slight D+.
I mean, people know who she is, but they don't know what she does for real. So I feel like she's still in that mode of like networking and trying to.
She's still an aspiring rapper,
right? She's trying to make her way into the business. You know what I'm saying? And to be in a situation like this, to where you're being assaulted and, you know, attacked and shit like that, and then like having no support, like that's fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And RZA and Russell Crowe and everybody else that was there that allowed that shit to happen and took so long to come out and confirm what she actually said is fucked up for that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Azealia Banks wasn't wrong. Now, here's my thing.
I don't know what she did. But
that's true, too.
But it doesn't really... I think that kind of comes around to it doesn't really matter what she did.
Nah, because you don't spit on nobody.
No, people don't deserve to be treated that way. And it's like, that's a very... Caucasian thing to do.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do if you spit on me. Look, I ain't gonna say it on the show, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? If she would have did what I would have did, then y'all really have been said she was crazy and said that, you know, Azealia Banks is wild as fuck. Somebody lock her up, you know. But you don't spit on no motherfucking body.
No, I would have had to do a straight Remy Ma on that nigga. Like, really had to wait. You know,
pop the trunk on your bitch. You know,
really.
But but here's my thing. You know, when it comes to Azealia Banks, I feel like a large part of her fan base feels that she deserves more. They feel as if though the industry and you know the public should be more tolerant of her because of the specific type of oppression that she faces. Like people always say, you know, well, you know, there are male rappers out here that are saying similar shit and doing similar shit, and you know, y'all don't give them the same, you know, shit that y'all give Azealia Banks. You know what I'm saying? When she's come out, she's saying wild shit. And I think that that's very true. I think that we give male artists in the industry a lot more room to fuck up before, like, they're so-called canceled. I also don't necessarily believe in, like, cancel culture. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not saying that I don't believe that you can cancel someone, but I don't believe that what people call cancel culture on the internet has any real effect on anybody's bag and what they're choosing to do with their career. Like, yes, celebrities getting shit all the time, headlines, they come up, you know what I'm saying? We talk about it, the news cycle refreshes itself, and that person is back on their bullshit if they want to be, you know what I mean? But it doesn't, like, you can't, the public can't just, like, cancel somebody and then, like, completely, like, blacklist them and they don't have any opportunity to, like, continue. Like, that's not, like, a real thing.
The public doesn't have that power.
Right.
Especially, I think things in Azalea's case are a little bit unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so early in her career that she decided she didn't want one anymore. And started talking.
Mm-hmm.
But it's especially when you have label support and you have, you know, people who are manipulating strings behind the scenes, a group of people saying, oh, fuck this bitch, you know, she's canceled. Like, that really isn't going to, like you said, it's not going to have a financial impact. It's not going to impact their performance on the charts.
Because how many people have we allegedly canceled that continue to sell records? And
we've canceled Chris Brown, and he does
got an
still
album
continue.
That's coming out with 45 songs.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I could come out with an album that has 45 songs on it. And that wouldn't, I mean, it would probably go triple cedarwood. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, Chris Brown's impact on the charts and things like that did significantly go down after the Rihanna incident. Some people say that he completely fell off after the Rihanna incident. And a lot of people would say that that is justifiable. I mean, I don't listen to Chris Brown. I didn't listen to Chris Brown after that shit happened.
Right.
Just because I didn't... The way he was reasoning with it and his actions after, I was like, this isn't cool. I don't like him as a person. So I can't... It's hard for me to find his music palatable. Because it's all in that R&B, hip-hop genre that he borderlines always.
But I feel like that's because Chris Brown is one of those artists, like Azealia in a way, that will continue on like with similar behavior that really kind of affects the public view. And I mean, as far as cancel culture, when somebody says or does something problematic and like niggas on Twitter are like canceled, like that's the end of your career. Like that's not how that works.
Well, niggas, first of all, niggas on Twitter niggas on Twitter are already super entitled for some strange reason. It's like Twitter gives you a free account and all of a sudden you become the judgment god of the world. And you get to say who is and isn't anymore.
Right. So I guess
it's just very interesting.
When it comes to Azealia Banks, I don't necessarily believe that people have canceled her. Like you said on our last episode, like people have given Azealia Banks chance to come back.
I don't necessarily know why we keep giving her opportunity after opportunity, but I think she just needs to learn to shut the hell up.
She's a person, you know, and
she's a person, but we let Iggy go. If Iggy would have done this shit, you had good music and you were relatively unproblematic. And you're still axed. You've been axed. We haven't heard shit from you. The singles that you've released for Buzz have done nothing. Every time you open your mouth, you're like, what's she gonna say? Dirt. Okay? You're like, what's cooking in there? Nothing. Okay? Right. And it's like, it's not air. It's just we do have the potential to not pay attention to artists.
I thought she had an album in her. It's just gas.
No,
but
it was just gas.
Digital
I feel
distortion.
Like she just had a computer virus.
Okay, so the thing with Azealia Banks is, you know, all of these rumors around what the status of her mental health is and how that affects her behavior, I think is starting to become a conversation that's hard for me to tolerate. I think because here's the thing with stan culture. People really feel like they have a personal relationship with the artist that they like and that they know this person and that they understand what this person's life is like because, you know, social media is giving fans a window into the lives of celebrities. But I think that we need to stay reminded that this is just a small window of what's going on. Yeah. So when you want to come up with all of these, whether you want to call it excuses, whether you want to call it context, whether you want to call
uninformed hypotheses,
you know, whatever. I think that it's all speculation because you don't really know.
You're not a doctor.
Right. You're not her doctor. You don't have her medical records. You don't know, you know, exactly how her mental illness or whatever, you know, that she's dealing with affects her behavior in her life because you don't have that, you know, big of a perspective on what's going on with her. So I think that it's just speculation, you know what I'm saying, when you try to bring, you know, that area of her life into the situation.
But it's also really, you're completely right, but I think my main problem with people doing that, because people do that every time their favorite whatever cuts up. Anytime an artist cuts up, mental health. Here we come with the mental health conversation. And it's like, you know, when people are racist and when people are saying super polarizing things and super ignorant things, super transphobic or homophobic things, that is not mental illness.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's like...
Because bigotry is not a symptom of mental illness.
Let's not conflate those two things. That is doing mental illness a huge disservice. And people who are really dealing with these issues, who aren't racist or homophobic or any of those things, I mean, that is really putting a very incorrect stigma on those people, which isn't fair. So it's like, you know what we could do, because so many of these stans are 14 and literally have nothing else to do with their life. We need to talk about being mature and taking responsibility for your actions. Okay? I'm not going to stand up here and be like, oh, Azealia Banks, she's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's just crazy. It's like, no. No, she's a grown-ass person.
Right. And I feel like even if the girl was having an episode of some sort and she decided to act out on that and she decided to, you know, come onto Twitter or go on to IG Live and voice her opinion, you know, I think that still does not erase your accountability as a person, because mental illness or not, you're responsible for the things that you say and you do and how they impact other people. You know what I mean? You're responsible for that. And if you decide to go back and talk to your therapist, talk to your psychiatrist, talk to Jesus, whoever you talk to, and have a, you know, come to, you know, a moment where you realize, okay, I've said these things, these are wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to work on myself and realize what's driving me to act out this way. That is something that still is only benefiting you, really. Like, not that it doesn't matter, but I'm saying that you cannot come back into the public and say, hey, I've done the introspective work to correct myself and all of you owe me forgiveness. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Mental illness or not. Because you're not entitled to anybody's forgiveness.
No.
And especially when you have a history of, you know, saying problematic and inflammatory things, the one instance where you were actually wronged in a situation, it's been confirmed that you were wrong and that, you know, the people that wronged you owe you an apology, the rest of us don't. You know what I mean? Because we don't have to tolerate that shit. We don't have to say, oh, well, let's give Azealia Banks another fucking chance because Russell Crowe spit on her and that wasn't right. We can acknowledge the fact that that shit wasn't right and that Russell Crowe's a fucking asshole and somebody needs to address that situation. But the rest of the context around her in the public eye, I feel like she's cultivated a disdainful image. You know what I mean? So that's really just my take on it. I'm not going to try to...
I'm not caping for Azealia.
Yeah, no.
And I think that's the thing that people that can be polarizing when I say I still consume her music because she makes good music for the most part.
She does. I'm always gonna give her that. I'm never gonna come in.
But see,
and say
that's called being fair.
Right.
A lot of people aren't mature enough to be able to say what is fair and what isn't. That's another aspect of stan culture that I hate, is where we can't even be fair. You know, if we're talking about these big ticket, sometimes not even big ticket artists, you know, like if we're talking about Nicki or if we're talking about Beyonce or if we're talking about SZA or whoever, like, let's be fair about this shit. You know, Nicki has a horrible attitude.
Absolutely.
That's fair. She makes good music sometimes. The music has been lacking as of late. That's fair.
You know,
that's not taking away from her contribution.
Before we even slide into the Nicki Minaj situation, because we'll get to Miss
we'll
Nicole.
Get there, but we're not there yet.
You heard about what happened with DJ NB? Like, what was it? Yes,
he likes to get his pulchritude and his pucker plundered and punched like a time clock.
Oh yeah, the whole punching.
Yeah.
Pop pop. CBD pop pop. Is what I heard. You know. Okay.
That's what I heard.
You know what?
I low key went viral. Check your Twitter.
Before I even
Sis got 1,000 notes.
Before I even get into the jokes that are so easy, it's low hanging fruit.
It is low hanging fruit.
I
just like MB Sack when he's on all four.
Okay. Let's really unpack this because there's so much to say in regards to this.
Been stressful.
I don't give a fuck about DJ Envy. He's a cheating ass bastard.
I thought he was evil, to be honest, for like dumb long.
Wow.
All light skinned niggas look alike to me, no offense, but hey.
Okay, fine. You can have that.
Ebro, is that true?
So there were some screenshots posted from this account on Twitter.
Looked fake to me. Something
along the lines of it was a Miss Scandal.
Somebody's account. Bitch.
I'm not even gonna give her clout because, girl, who are you? You know what I mean?
See, everybody trying to come up. And it's like you're gonna use DJ Envy to come up. That doesn't even reflect well upon you.
Wow.
You know, that makes you look gross. It's envy. That's nasty. That is the lowest of low-hanging fruit. A DJ. And DJ Envy, you have Envy or Ebro. You go with Envy. Envy is already disgusting as a person.
Yeah, that nigga...
That's why when this news broke, I'm just like, I don't have the energy, the the physical or spiritual energy to listen to him go on another homophobic rant about how horrible it is to get punched in your balloon knot, you know, when the time calls for it. Mm-hmm. It's just like...
So here's my thing. You know, everyone is taking this opportunity to show their true colors about how they feel about
sex.
Well, there's all of these nuances, right? So, like, you have to think about how the general public views men in what they're allowed to do, quote unquote, allowed to do in the bedroom without being called gay or queer or being emasculated. Right. And, you know, I've kind of been noticing how, like, cis hetero men navigate their sexuality, right? So there's kind of like this thing where it's like they have to go in and pursue their sexual, you know, endeavors, and then they're almost obligated to, like, run back and report to their homeboys, like, you know, what it was like, what type of positions you had her in, whether it was a menage, who you fucked, you know what I'm saying, what caliber she was on. Like, you have to come back and give a review, you know what I mean, on your sexual encounters as a cis hetero man, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like part of the culture. And it's like, don't let your homeboys find out that you were doing some shit that they don't approve of. Otherwise, that fucks your whole game up. Yeah. And it kind of... it puts you in a position it's like you're not really even having sex for the pleasure of having sex. You're like having right, like you're performing some type of ritual.
If homeboy comes through with fingers in his butt, then it's quiet. I'm just putting it out there. But if homeboy comes through and that hole is still intact, then homeboy's gonna like get it.
I cannot stand you.
Oh, hey, that's not me. That's Bella Hadid. Direct quote.
So, you know, I find that interesting because you have all of these cis hetero men that are so sexually repressed because of this. And, you know, even a few weeks ago when Gabrielle Union was coming out sharing all of her business.
Because she eats butt.
You know, kudos to her.
Hey.
Because, bitch, me too.
But, goodbye.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's always... I just hate how childish the heterosexual community becomes when anal play is like the topic of conversation.
I'm not even going to... I don't want to derail this conversation because I think the fault does mainly lie in cis hetero, especially black men. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I've been exposed to in my immediate circle of social media. Mm-hmm. But I notice a lot of queer people involving in this rhetoric too, to where it's like we kind of feed into this whole concept.
Definitely.
Straight people not being able to expand their horizons or whatever, and this is what I've always conceptualized it as. If you are a man and you're having sex with a woman, whatever you do in that sexual context, as long as it's consensual and you're both, you know, saying that this is something that you want to do and you're agreeing, I mean, realistically, even if it's not, I mean, it's heterosexual sex.
Right.
You know, if you're a woman and you're having sex with a man, it's heterosexual sex. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to have homosexual sex in a heterosexual context. There's no way for that to even happen.
But, you know, I think you're right in the logic of this trickling into the LGBT community, because then we often associate bottoms with femininity.
But that's the thing. I think the thing is we associate power with penetration. Power and penetration are something that we are just taught to assume, which is why we don't respect women, which is why we don't respect gay men, because we expect women to be penetrated. We expect gay men to be penetrated.
Right.
There's this whole complex about penetration, and we don't really itemize it down to that.
Because it's so abstract when you break it down. Like, and at the root of it doesn't make any sense.
It seems like it's, once you hear it that way, where it's like, someone's getting fucked, so I can't have respect for that person, because we view things like penetration and someone being the penetrator as someone winning something, like it's a conquest, and that's something that's very it's very unnecessary.
See, because here's the thing, though.
When you're having consensual sex, both people involved are empowered. Both people involved are benefiting from the exchange, hopefully.
Right. Ideally.
That's the ideal situation, that both people are benefiting something from the encounter.
Now, here's my thing as far as, anal penetration goes with men. Let's go a little dirty. For those of you that don't know, if you get up in there, there's actually...
It's going to be some shit.
It's something in there, you know what I'm saying? It's called...
Someone's going to get that in their car on the way home. Shut up. I swear to God.
If you get up in there, you know what I'm saying? There's something called a prostate up there, you know what I mean? And that is an anatomical pleasure center for men. I mean, for anybody with a prostate. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to me that people...
Liberal.
that people act as if though men or just, cis hetero men in general are not allowed to explore that part of their bodies when I feel like biologically that's what it's meant for. And that's a cognition that's hard for me to understand because it's like, how do you go your whole life so sexually repressed that you don't even experience the extent of orgasm? Like, it's weird to me, you know what I mean? And I think that so many heterosexual men choose not to explore that part of their body because it's, one, not clean, and two,
that's a different conversation.
They feel, like I said,
it's really
let that shit get back to your homeboys. And you're going to be the laughing stock of whatever.
That's the sad part. It's like, this is why I always say it's important that if you are a person who's engaging in sex, it's important for you to be around people who are sex positive. They don't need to be engaging in sex the way that you are to be sex positive. And you need to hang out with people who are educated. You need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself and the people around you because these things are very simple concepts. These things are not difficult, but they're toxic when you're uneducated about them. And they, like you've been saying, it's repressive. It's not even so much. You might say, you know what, I don't like it, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. There's some shit I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Right. Individually, I don't like. But I don't have this, like, construct around it where I'm like, I'm not supposed to like it.
Right.
It's just that I don't.
You've never tried it, so you don't know.
Exactly. For you to say, I don't like something and you've never tried it, it's something...
And then you go further and unpack the reasons as to why you've never tried it. It becomes more interesting.
I feel like every aspect of this conversation is something that is so pathological. Like everything. When we talk about attraction, when we talk about the concept of preference, when we talk about all of these things, it's pathological. Like, it has a lot to do with the way that we are socialized. And it's very difficult. It has everything to do with the way that we're socialized.
Now, I think that the other part of this conversation is that those that are going to take jabs at Envy, make jokes about him, are one, going to cause him to come around and say some anti-gay, homophobic shit. And what the jokes that y'all are making are inherently anti-gay, anti-LGBT. And here's why. Because those of you that are sexually repressed and are not having just... unlimited, liberating sexual experience, don't realize that anal sex is something that so many people are having every day and have been having since.
I think we have this cognition that things like anal sex and oral sex are new.
Yes, and it's like... And I don't know why we consider those things to be taboo.
It's been documented throughout history that it's a widely used practice everywhere. And this was in days before they used toilet paper, okay? Before they even knew what toilet paper was.
Before Fleet
okay, I don't know what
became a
that
hero.
Is. But before, when niggas was still bathing in rivers, okay, spreading cheeks down to the Nile, okay?
My thing is
they
that...
were sticking shit in their ass.
I know it's a bottom right now getting digged all the way out. I mean... forearm up the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And if you're making fun of DJ Envy, you're also making fun of my homegirl, okay?
Goodbye.
And I don't think that that's right, because you can't claim to be an ally if you're going to try to shame that type of behavior.
And I think you're exactly right. I think, here's the thing. When I look in these comments, I see these women, especially within black spheres, specifically speaking about black spheres, I see, it seems like every time I see these super, just very packed full of microaggressions, these comments. They're coming from the same type of black woman, and it's annoying. It's a cis hetero black woman. When you go to her page, it's all Android photos. They're all from the shoulder up. They're never cute. Like, realistically, I don't want to be that type. I'm not saying that black women aren't cute either, because black women are gorgeous. But these bitches suck. Okay? And they leave horrible comments. So I'm just saying, if you leave a comment like that, look in the mirror and tell me if I'm not right. Okay? Do you look a little dry with your foundation? Does it look a little
It's crazy to me because
gray?
the black women that are the most homophobic
have the most gay friends.
Have the most gay friends
and benefit the most from gay culture.
That too, but I was going to say, you know, I'm not going to try to generalize it, but a lot of the time, these bitches is shacked up with some nigga that ain't telling you everything. You know what I'm saying? That's not sharing with you all these, because you may have some speculations, some suspicions about what your man is doing. You may have some fears about, you know what I'm saying, what he's attracted to. So then you go and project that back onto the community, and I think that's whack.
Speak on that, Kylie.
I'm just saying, like...
Speak on that, brother Kylie.
I don't like to even be... Like you were saying earlier, like, contribute to this narrative that the people that are the most homophobic are, like, gay you know, are in close proximity to somebody that's gay. But you have these cases where, you know what I'm saying, you'll have a woman being just like, oh, no, I can't have my man doing this because that's too gay for me and all this other type of shit. But your nigga is doing the type of shit that you are trying to, you know, front for and act like, you know, that's some shit that you would never allow in your bedroom, like... Little do you know, it's, you know, before you get home from work, that's why. But I'm just saying, you know, honestly, I think that the whole situation is tired.
It is. It's annoying.
Because I knew that y'all were going to have these takes, and I knew that...
It's predictable at this point. It's disappointing. It's annoying. And it's like, you know, I feel like there's not a nigga on this planet that's not going to have an encounter where he's using maybe perhaps some thin toilet paper, a finger slips through, and a situation might happen where you like it. And if that happens, you should not feel like you can't share that with your future sexual partners.
Right.
And that's not fair. You know, sex is about... I've always said that sex is about give and take. It's about creating a moment. And if you're, like, saying, ooh, I'm not comfortable with something that's perfectly normal, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not even comfortable enough to talk to you about it. That's the problem. Because we built a culture around it that makes it secretive. And when we make shit secretive, bad things happen.
Right.
And it's unnecessary. So we got to get past this as a people, as a group, you know, as a collective of people who are supporting people. We've got to get past this. This conversation is very annoying. We've got to get over it.
Now, last thing I'm going to say, Miss Scandal... Bitch,
you a dirty foot bitch.
You're messy as hell, and you knew that you were trying to fucking start a fire when you tweeted them fucking screenshots. Nobody knows if those are real screenshots or not, and that's neither here nor there.
They don't seem like it to me.
You came out to stir some shit up that you just absolutely shouldn't have, and I'm actually going to place a lot of accountability on you because you perpetuated this shit.
You know what
I'm saying?
I'm going to put everything on you, actually. I'm also going to say... People who engage in this sort of behavior and try to... What you're trying to do is malign someone by using this, like you were saying earlier. You don't understand the amount of damage that you're doing to the people who are actively engaging in this sort of intercourse. But it's like people who are doing this and you exposing bitches, you bitches always want to try to put, you know, a nigga out there.
Exposing ass.
Okay.
Bitch. That's so lame.
And the exposing niggas too. You know, y'all that like to get up here and try to make it seem like, you know, you've got this tea. And then the audacity of you to label it as tea. Like, the disrespect.
Think about how these homophobic ass bastards always want to claim how messy the fucking queer community is, but then come out with this alleged tea always that's gonna spark this conversation about some shit that's homophobic. Like, that's just an interesting, ironic cognition, because people really like to make it seem like, oh, the gays are always the ones that's trying to stir some shit and talk about somebody and talk shit about somebody and just be messy and start drama.
Yeah, it's part of the gay agenda.
Sure.
Because
you know,
first of all, gay people are trying to push that lifestyle, a messy lifestyle on us.
Yeah.
I was watching Scandal last night,
Don't tell me, bitch, because I didn't see the episode.
I'm not gonna tell you what happened.
I'm gonna catch up.
There was some homosexual activity as there always is in these
bitch. Okay, wait a minute. You're going far into it already, and I had to clear the room because I said, I'm not going to expose myself to this. Because that's what they want you to do. If you see two niggas kissing on TV, that turns you gay. Right. That's how that works.
You know what I'm saying? Just like if you go to a water fountain and you drink behind a gay person, you turn gay.
Right.
That's why I keep me a water bottle.
Everybody know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've been saying that for years. People don't want to listen to it, though.
Did you want to talk about the Harvey Weinstein? How do you pronounce his name?
Weinstein?
Nobody.
Whatever. Who cares? Yeah, really. Fat nigga, yeah.
Okay, fill us in on what's going on with that over there.
Harvey Weinstein is like this, like well-known, super respected. I think he's like a producer, like, what's the other one? Not producer. Director? Some shit like that.
Director, promoter.
Listen.
Bullshit.
Some reports broke, several women on some Cosby type shit. One woman came forward and said, he's been super nasty with me. Like he's really...
It's not funny.
It's not. But he's really been pushing himself on me. And I've been like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, back the fuck up. Like, I don't really fuck with you like that. And then he tried to ruin my career.
Right.
And then another girl was like...
Ashy.
Yeah. Another girl was like, well, hold on, nigga. Like, your neck stank and that's fucking up my meal right now or some shit. And he get mad. And then it's like another girl comes forward and be like, yeah, bitch, that same shit happened to me. And it's just like, it's really sad to see that all of these women, but it also is exposing a very dark side of Hollywood. Like,
that was my main thing is because I feel like the more that this story is unfolding, the more people that come forward to confirm what's been going on. Yeah. Actresses that are victims, spectators, fellow producers, male counterparts and shit in the industry. No one is surprised by this shit. It's kind of like this well-known but like best kept secret about what the fuck is going on, but nothing about the reactions or responses to what has been reported has been like not normalized. Like it's like Jane Fonda even came forward and was like, the only reason y'all talking about this shit is because it's happening to rich white women now. You know what I'm saying? Well, and hats off to her. Every
single time, and I think you're exactly right. I think that's Jane Fonda's exactly right.
I love Jane Fonda.
I love her too. I love her. I love Lily.
Do you watch Grace and Frankie?
Yes, I love. My mom watched Grace and Frankie. We love Grace and Frankie.
I'm trying to get my mom on that shit.
My mom put me on the Grace and Frankie.
Oh.
That shit surprised the hell out of me. Because when I'm like, ooh, this nigga gay in the first episode and you watching it?
Right. Wow.
She was like, you need to see this. This is good.
It's funny as shit.
It's so funny. So if anybody is looking for a new show and you haven't seen Grace and Frankie, please get on that immediately. It's on Netflix. If you don't have a Netflix subscription, it's 2017. Anyway. But yeah, I think in the situation, 64 women have come forward at least.
That is an alarming
And there have been a slew of really just nasty things that I've heard, from him just being creepy to him actually like forcing himself on women. And it's just disgusting. But it's like these men in these high places, I don't, with the Cosby thing, black people are screaming conspiracy. A very similar situation is happening now with a white man. I mean, he's not, I don't think I've heard any coffee making reports from this specific person, but I mean, it's just like it's still sick, and I still think. And there was also some speculation about Lana Del Rey.
Really?
Well, they said that she had a thing with Weinstein, though. But Lana Del Rey, if she is completely consensual. I
mean, from what I get from her music, seems like that might be what she's into. But she says she's not. Completely, you know what I'm saying?
No. I don't think she was. She came forward saying that it was. That it was his that she was like assaulted in any way, but people were making connections and saying she had a song that was on some soundtrack that said Harvey's in the sky with diamonds or some shit like that.
She does have that song, Fuck My Way to the Top.
Here's
what I want to touch on.
Yeah,
those girls, Azealia Banks Remy,
but they were using it to derail
a
this
lot of these
conversation.
girls, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on female rappers in general because female rappers really like to bring this shit up, and just like rappers in general like to try to shame other women for allegedly fucking their way to the top. But then when shit like this comes out and you see that there are men in power literally gatekeeping women's success in the industry to them having sex with them or just entertaining their, predatory bullshit, that's literally what women a lot of the times have to do in order to get recognized for the actual talent that they have. So I don't understand why people are always trying to claim, oh, she fucked this, you know what I'm saying? This person wrote for her. She fucked for rap. So she fucked this producer, you know what I'm saying? And got a deal or some shit. And it's like, okay, well, why do you act like you don't know that this is a real pervasive issue in the industry?
And why are you going and attacking her?
Right.
It's like, and I noticed that a lot of times when we have conversations with people saying, oh, well, Nicki fucked her way to the top. It's like, okay, let's assume for a moment that that's true. Mm-hmm. Why are we not more concerned with the fact that she would have to do that?
Right.
Like, why are we, and then it's like every time there's a female rapper who starts gaining some traction. Mm-hmm. Cash Doll, the same thing happened to Cash Doll, and it was very little traction. Mm-hmm. I mean, if anything, it was like a Hurley bike type traction. Right. Okay, not like a steam wheel, steamroller type. Anyway, she had a little bit of Run Me My Money, and niggas started saying she was whoring, and she had to say, but wait, what I got a whore for? Okay? So it's like Cardi B, Azealia Banks, here she come in the dark on Snapchat because her lights ain't on. She ain't paid her fucking bill in 6 months. Talking about, you fucked your way to the top. You fucking niggas and they writing songs and all of this shit. And I'm just like, what the, like, but every single time.
Lo and behold, you have producers out here that's inviting you to the hotel room, lay out these contracts on the bed and say, hey, I could put you in this movie. I can get you this deal. I can get you this check. All you gotta do is fuck me first.
And my thing is, and this is the thing that I'm saying. Y'all think y'all nickel slick, but I got your petty change. Okay? Y'all want to sit up here and say, oh, this bitch fucked this person, yada, 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 to get here. What's his name?
Right.
Who did she fuck?
Right.
Who? And it's problematic.
Because you want to try to put her out there.
Exactly. It's problematic that I know that she slept with someone and I don't know who it was.
Right.
Who is he? Mm-hmm. Y'all always claim that you got so much information. What's the nigga's name? Lickin name.
Right.
Who?
Right.
So it's like Cardi B, she fucked a nigga. Who was it?
Right.
It's like you know so much, Azealia. You know everything.
But you're trying to save face for the men in the industry that are making this an issue.
Exactly, because you want a seat at that table too. And then we have to have these conversations about why are women trying so hard to please males in these industries. It's like because they run the industries.
Right.
And a lot of times you don't know if they have a choice.
So, let's segue. Okay. So we were going to come back to Nicki. Let's start with some good news.
With Nicole?
Yeah, she allegedly is on an upcoming record with Cardi B and the Migos that just broke, last night? That, they have a little project coming out.
What's it called? Motorboat? Motor up?
I honestly don't even know.
Speed motor. I don't know.
I saw a clip on Twitter of the Migos and Cardi performing a snippet of it, and they were like, you gotta wait, snatch that till it drop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean...
Motorsport.
That's interesting, because I think, that people didn't expect for this to happen. Mm-hmm. People are trying to antagonize and pin Cardi and Nicki against each other. And, because people don't like Nicki and they think that she's...
a bitch.
Basically.
And she's a fake feminist like Taylor Swift. That she only uses women when it's convenient for her, which might have some validity to it. Might not have some validity to it.
But as far as female unity goes, sure. We'll take it. We wanted it anyway. Y'all know we did. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why.
Do we feel like Cardi and Nicki like each other?
No. Of course not. This shouldn't be a question.
But, I mean, does Nicki like anyone? Is the question. I think she likes herself.
Here's my thing. Okay, so now we got that good shit out the way. Nicki Minaj.
Good for you, Nick.
Here's my thing. She she did some type of fucking magazine interview or something. She was tweeting something about how
she's the queen. She reinvented everything.
I wish she would stop saying the same thing to every interviewer.
Yes.
Like, because
Hi,
it's boring.
are you doing an interview? I just want to let you know I've reintroduced female rap to mainstream.
Yeah, thanks.
Because there was no female rapper doing it. Kim was somewhere doing something. Remy was shooting people in cars and trifling through their purses. Foxy was, deaf. And for that purpose, might as well just not make any more music. And who else? Eve was dating billionaires. Mm-hmm. Missy was going through some real shit. She had the Graves disease. You know, she was going through a lot.
But that's
Queen
what
Latifah
she says literally to every fucking
wife.
interviewer. Like, she really wants to continue to push this narrative that, you know, she's somehow...
Sorry. I keep thinking about that gif of, like, Tom and Jerry where he's, like, sneaking up. I'm like, that's how Nicki snuck up into the fucking female rap game.
You
like,
know, okay, I'll give it to her that she definitely elevated female rap into a different light. I think that she brought it to...
She made it palatable for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and she didn't do that alone. It's the thing. This is always what I've been trying to push is that people really paved the way. I mean, like, laid the road out stone by stone for Nicki Minaj to get to where she is. And I feel like she wants to try to create this narrative that there's something so unique about her and something so innovative about her style that she forced the industry to let her in and, like, you know.
I will say I did read the interviews, and I will say she did give credit where credit is due. She did say
she usually does.
That these women paved the way for her. She didn't say that what she was doing was necessarily exceptional. Mm-hmm. They simply asked her, what is your role in hip-hop? And she told them, my role was to reintroduce.
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't say that Nicki thinks that, but there are a lot of people think that. Yeah,
her fans feel that way, and I think that's because, like I said, I understand because when I was coming up, I was new to rap by the time I was in high school. I had never listened to rap music before because I didn't grow up in that type of household. I was not allowed to listen to rap music, and when I started listening to it, the person who was bubbling, just starting to kind of come up and become established was Nicki Minaj. Mm-hmm. And she quickly set the standard. And I noticed that the kids who were younger than me, I didn't get into Lil' Kim until I was in college. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and I'm still in college. So, right. I mean, it's like everything is still relatively new for me. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, sonically, you can tell where she pulls her influences from.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it's like... younger people, because of what happened with Nicki and Kim, they're the whole cancel culture thing, they're not going to be fair about it because they don't know Kim. Mm-hmm. They don't know Kim's music. So they're not going to say, you know what, Nicki pulled a lot of inspiration from Kim. She's not the creme de la creme. Oh my God, bitch, I'm a rapper. I am so going into the business. Bitch, if Cash Doll can do it, I can do it.
You know what?
So I've been saying this since day one. I'm going to
ask you tonight.
But I'm being serious. I mean, it's like, I think if you just look, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take
much. I just wanted to shine light on the way that Nicki seeks validation and approval from male rappers in the industry. She really wants to be acknowledged. She really wants to be...
that was her
accoladed by the quote unquote kings in the industry. And when she say kings and legends, she's really just talking about Kanye and Jay-Z. Because I mean, girl,
but those are her kings and her legends.
That's fine, but like,
and Nas, you know, these people that she's been saying since she came onto the scene. Mm-hmm. These are the people that I look up to, and I don't blame her. You know,
no,
it's like if I'm coming into a business, let's say I want to make pop music, you know, or something. Obviously, I would want the approval, I would want the approbation of Beyonce, and I would want Britney Spears, and I want Christina Aguilera and Pink, and all of these girls who paved the way to be like, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing a great job. And those are the greatest in my head. You know what I'm saying? And other people might be like, well, why are you so focused on getting, you know, the vote of the women? Like, what about, you know, he's dead. No, shit, he's dead too. He's dead too.
Male pop music is dead.
What about the Justin Timberlakes? I'd be like, bitch, you tried it. Oh. I know. I didn't want to use him.
I'm so tired of Justin Timberlake.
I'm trying to think who else. I can't say Michael. I can't say Prince. And I can't say that English nigga. you know, he passed. George Michael. I can't say George Michael.
Oh. George Michael.
Was he English? He was English, right?
Yeah. I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So I think it's interesting that she really wants this approval from the male artists in the industry, but she's historically had this
really tense relationships with females.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me. I'm not gonna speak on it more than that because whatever personal beef that she may have with this female rapper and that female rapper here and there, I still think that she's had multiple opportunities to collab with this female artist or that female artist, whether it's new, a legend, anybody. Like, I feel like she just that's never been part of her agenda, is to bring and unify female rappers. She hasn't done it like Kim has done it. She hasn't done it like Missy's done it. Well, so I'm like...
And we've talked about this, and you know my take on it. You know that I just feel like she had the opportunity. I feel like that was the track that she was going down. Kim really welcomed her with open arms in the beginning. You know, they were on the same team. They were working with the same people. And shit crumbled. And I think in part, Nicki played a big deal in it. I don't know. But see, here's the thing. I don't know, because I'm not there. And I think both sides have holes in their story.
Yeah.
So, and it's too much for me to be like, this person is right or this person is right. I think if Nicki did what a lot of people think she did, which was try to edge Kim out of the competition first, so that she wouldn't have to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? And so she could really ascend the ranks quicker. That's very intelligent. And then you paint her to be the bitter Betty by saying, well, she's had beef with Foxy. Right. She's had beef with Remy. She's had beef with, all these other female rappers. Because Kim has had an extensive list of
She has, but she came up in a day where that was the thing to be doing, to have a beef with this person. And also,
Kim plays the other side too, because she, on the same time, I feel like Kim has only beef with people that she's had beef with.
Right.
She also uplifts other artists, other female artists, and unites them, like she did that one time on Ladies' Night.
Right.
Like she did that one time with that Mary J. Blige song. Like she did that one time. You know what I'm saying?
With the multiple records that she did with Missy have always been so...
like she just did last year with Missy, and Trina.
I love her collabs with Missy and Trina. Like, those are always like moments in female rap where I feel like, yes, the queens, the legends are coming together and keeping it close to home. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to, I would juxtapose it to Nicki, instead of trying to outsource it and get on these features with male rappers. You know what I'm saying? And have those songs be popular. You know what I mean? I feel like, it's just something to think about. I'm not saying that Nicki is, that she absolutely has to go out and collab with female rappers, or that's something that she has to do, you know what I'm saying, to pay homage. I'm just saying that she hasn't.
I feel like she might also feel like that's low-hanging fruit for her. I'm not saying that that's my take on it. I'm just saying, I think she might think, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? These girls aren't in places that I'm trying to infiltrate. They're not in positions where I'm trying to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, obviously I'm going to go and try to get on a song with Nas. Obviously I'm going to go and try to get on a song with Jay-Z, like, because those are the heavy hitters. Those are the niggas who, when you think kings of rap, you think Nas, you think Jay-Z, past Tupac and Biggie, you think the new wave. You think of Eminem loosely. It depends on who you are. You think of Eminem.
Right.
You'll think of Wayne circa 07 and before then, and maybe 3 years past that, and then that's a stopping point. You'll think of, different artists who you find to be the kings, and I can understand wanting to infiltrate that group, Right. I'm not going to be like, if I come in the game, I'm not going to be like, going up to Tinashe and be like, oh my God, do you want to do a duet? Like, cause fuck, who gives a fuck about Tinashe? Like, honestly. So it's like, obviously I'm gonna just skip the middleman. Shit, I'll go to Sierra and ask for a duet before I go to fucking Tinashe. Sure will. I sure will.
Okay.
She can dance circles around me, I'll sing the song. That's all she's gotta do.
Okay,
Bring the babies.
Before we take a break,
Bring
I
Russ.
also wanted to have another segue into something involving Nicki. I just wanted to get your opinion on it, because I think that this has been in the headlines as far as her. So, this whole situation with her brother and, these sexual assault allegations and, the whole...
I see men in your pants. Get it? semen in your pants.
Okay.
That's not me. That's Reminisce.
So there's been headlines coming out saying that she's going to take the stand. And then immediately after that got backlash, there were headlines came out and said, oh, no, never mind. She's not taking the stand. So I don't know how these rumors are being corroborated, if they have any merit to them. Here's all that I will say about it, because, you know, I think that, like I said, once again, people want to form these really close relationships with their faves and celebrities and have these really big windows into their life. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Nicki Minaj should support her brother, you know what I'm saying, just because he's her brother, because, I mean, if you do sexually assault somebody, I don't give a fuck how I know you, I'm not going to back you on that. However,
it depends on the type of bitch that you're talking about.
I think that a lot of people expect Nicki Minaj to come out and publicly condemn her brother for this shit, and I don't think that she owes that to anybody. I don't think she owes the public to come out and share how she feels about what's going on internally in her family.
I feel like she's already shared. I feel like if you're really a fan, you know, of these people, if you're just trying to be fair about these situations, you know, she's spoken out about sexual assault in the past. She says that she condemns people who will assault people sexually. Things are different.
Now, I don't know what she paid for. No. And what she didn't pay for?
I don't count anybody's pockets.
Right.
I know one thing that she didn't pay for, and that's my fucking tuition. Nicole, if you're listening, you know where you can find me. I'll be listing that at the end. You can surely slide through. I will unblock you so that you can deposit some coin into my Cash App. But you know, I don't know what she's been paying for. I don't know if she got her out. I don't know if she got him out. I don't know if she paid for her brother's wedding because that was hella foul. I don't know if she's paying money to support a pedophile. I don't know. I just know that, like you said, we're not owed this narrative. If she goes on stand, if she doesn't, if she goes on stand, I'm really going to kind of be like, okay.
Yeah, if she does that, then it's like, okay, Nikki,
yeah,
what you doing? But, Carl, what you doing? That's not a good point to make. But,
well, I mean,
it's applicable. But, you know, I will say that, you know, if she decides to keep quiet about it, you know what I'm saying, and not make any public addressing of the matter, I can't blame her, because that's not some shit that I would come out either. I'm not gonna come out on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, and be like, fuck my brother, you know what I'm saying, I don't fuck with him no more, and if you reading this, bitch, don't you ever call me. I'm not gonna do that, because
that's difficult.
For what?
And it's like, I already know how close Nicki is with her family.
Right.
You know, if you listen to her music, you know how close she is to her family. And you know that the relationships that she actually holds with her immediate family are relationships that are incredibly sacred to her. So I don't see her violating that anytime soon. I also feel like with her mom being as involved with her brother in the situation as reports say she is, I don't think Nicki would even think about risking the relationship that she has with her mom like that.
That could be true too.
And it's like, I think her silence is telling, you know, because if she supported her brother, we would know. I think if she didn't support her brother outright, we would know. So it's like, I just think
it's complicated. Like, I don't understand how people are trying to paint this as like this black and white thing.
Like, it's very easy. He's a rapist. You have to hate him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like,
and it's like, yes, if that's what he did is wrong, but it's like, girl, like, this is your brother. Like, it changes things.
I'm gonna give her the room to deal with those conflictions. You know what I'm saying? Because
people should be allowed that.
You should. Like, people are wild.
I'm not saying that what he did, if reports come back and saying that this is true and this happened, I'm not saying that what he did is right. I mean, I'm not saying that it's okay at all. It's tolerable. You know, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that people who are going through this is a very sensitive issue. And they have to be given the time and the space to process that on their own.
And that's all I'm saying too. I'm saying that if it was your brother, if it was one of your very close family members, and the press was pressing you to make a public statement about this, would you feel comfortable doing that, or would you want to keep your business your business?
And it's like,
when it's really not even her business, doesn't really have anything to do with her. So I don't understand why people are trying to.
A lot of people don't understand this either. Loyalty is a bitch. Like, loyalty is a bitch,
especially when it comes to that blood.
Okay, I mean, blood will make you testify for a nigga to the DA face.
Some of y'all about to go.
Can I get one time for the super OPA case?
Some of y'all about to travel right back home for the holiday season and put up with y'all family members' problematic bullshit. They may not be a sexual assault. You know what I'm saying?
It may be. Shit. You know? Shit. I mean, let's not play. I mean, it's like we black.
But you gonna shut your ass up and eat that dressing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say on it.
Throw them fucking dominoes on the table when the time comes. Click, click, click. We already know, bitch.
You gonna act like you got a phone call when that problematic bullshit come up. Oh, I have to.
My shit buzzing.
Excuse
I have
me.
to step out. Need to powder my nose.
Okay, so we really need to take a break, and we will come back and lay the rest of this out for you guys.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm mentally, you trying to get a bag of weed, I'm trying to get a bag of wheat. Put it in my savings and invest in the right companies. My dream is like a child and I'm taking all the custody. Obstacles be slowing me, but that buffer molding me. So I take my time cause I'm always where I'm supposed to be. Keep my niggas close to me cause I know when they go for me. You cannot get a hold of me, I'm probably in a soul of me. Always making moves, man, that's how I keep my sanity. Yeah, it's my team summer. Couple setbacks, bounce back and recover. The clip real small, but we making big moves. And we headed to the top so we can get a better view like. I'ma catch a tan overseas while I'm out the country. Let me get some Hennessy while I'm chilling on the beach. I'ma count a couple G's, let the server bring receipts. Double checking my expenses, never messy, always neat, never ever. Ask how a hot girl do it. Number one stunner, icy girl with a Cuban. Cash money mama that be dining in Bahamas. Eating fettuccine pasta with the scallops and the lobsters. I don't got no time for these hoes. Speaking on my name like I'm someone that they know. I'm the big cat bitch, yes these niggas love me. Is that Gucci on my feet? Shit, picture my feet.
And we're back. I was just watching Love and Hip Hop the other day. And as I was watching Love and Hip Hop, the news broke. Like water.
I'm so tired of you using the news broke, bitch.
Did you
breaking.
hear about it?
I did. I
heard
saw
about
screenshots.
Whozel and her friend, what's his name? Violet Orange, some shit.
Is this somebody she's dating?
Sure. Let's call it dating.
Is this person also on the show?
But dating, yeah. He's on the show.
Kinda.
He's a Cast B member, definitely.
Okay.
But I mean,
fill me in. What the hell is the storyline? What's the narrative? Because
well, let me clue you in. So listen, I only watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood on YouTube when they put the clips up. Because I'm not even gonna invest my time. But from what I could gather, Hazel has this much younger boyfriend. If you don't know Hazel is this girl who really has this delusion that she runs Hollywood. Have you ever heard of Whozel E before?
Is she that Starbelly snitch that was on what is that? VH1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Have you ever heard any music from her?
Oh, she's an artist.
She's an artist, yes.
Oh.
She's a business owner. Have you ever heard of her? No one has. That's the dilemma. Okay. That's what we're all kind of going with because we're like, who the fuck are you to run Hollywood? Every time somebody comes and they get into an argument with her, welcome to Hollywood, bitch. Welcome to Hollywood, bitch. And it's like, someone just beat this bitch ass already. So, the world is annoyed with Whozel E, okay? Mm-hmm. Everyone on the cast is calling her Whozel E.
She looks like
a
fucking...
a bird that's been plucked. And
a flightless bird, though.
A flightless bird with no feathers on it. But that's essentially what she is. She's had that beak.
No. Wait, before you continue, you know them monkeys, like with the Asian monkeys or whatever, that got like the nose that hang like a scrotum.
And on that note,
she looks
is that
exactly.
Racist?
No. Because I'm not talking about like an ape. It's not an ape.
No. It's not racist like that. It's not. We're not talking about monkeys. It's not like monkeys.
No, like the.
Yeah.
They Asian
with them little long noses.
With the flabby
with
one.
the Squidward nose.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
You know what I'm talking
about. She
about.
does resemble. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, So basically, the world's against Hazel because she's annoying as hell. And something happened to where someone leaked some texts, I guess, as these messy clot bitches do. So they leaked some texts with Hazel's boyfriend that were supposedly about him texting another man and saying, I'm just going to get this money while I'm out here and then I'm going to give you the life that you deserve type shit. And Jess with the Mess reported on it. And
is that how she got involved? Because I was unsure.
Because, Jess with the mess, her news is real. So everything that happens in the world...
You hate her, don't you?
Here she comes. I think she looks like a very upset Tiana Taylor. Like, I think she just resembles...
I hate you so much. Okay.
She just kind of resembles...
No monkey jokes.
She's like a kind of Taylor, Like, she could play Tiana Taylor in a made-for-TV Lifetime movie. So... Anyway, she's funny, but she's also super problematic. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. So, what she did was she came upon her Instagram page doing her little "It's Just With the Best" videos that she does all the time, and she talked about the situation. She called out Rose Burgundy for being gay, basically, and Jess loves to do that. That's like her favorite fucking thing to do. So then Hazel gets involved. No, I'm sorry, my story is all convoluted. Jess reported about Hazel. Hazel did something. Then Rose Burgundy got involved, and he started coming at Jess. Then Jess leaked the screenshots. Oh. So then it gets messy, and then Rose Burgundy, because he's a black man, and he's a black man that no one knows about.
So you're telling me his name is Rose Burgundy, and nobody knew that he was gay until now?
Kylie, don't do that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So,
simple question, innocent question. I just want to know.
Listen, if you know what prolapse is, you understand Rose Burgundy. But anyway, he did what black men do, especially black men who may not 100% be comfortable in their sexuality. And he posted a novel on Instagram about how he's not gay, how he could never be gay, how he doesn't agree with the gay lifestyle, how gays are going to hell. Whozel E decided to bring her big refrigerator, big toucan Sam-nosed ass into the conversation and said, I hate the F words, burn in hell, that type of thing. I think it was very short. Super, super, super inflammatory.
That's what I saw. I saw the go to hell, burn in hell.
And it's just one of those moments where she deserved to be fired. She did not have a storyline. And also, let me tell you, anyone else who watches this stupid show, which is so entertaining, she doesn't need to be on the show because she doesn't have a storyline, because she doesn't do shit. Okay? These bitches pussy, and they don't never do shit. Get it? Douche.
Stop.
Okay. So, she needs to go. Miss Nikki Baby needs to go. Because she doesn't do anything.
So do you think that she needs to go because... Whozel E, I'm talking about. Do you think that she needs to go because she doesn't have a storyline, she's boring and ugly?
I think that's why she needs to go.
Or do you think that she should go because of the homophobic comments that she made?
No. Why would she go because of that? It's love and hip-hop. All they do is exploit gay people. Like, that's literally what they do for a show. Like, they love to exploit gay people. And they try to bring it under this blanket of inclusion, you know what I'm saying? But it really isn't.
It's really just because it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have gay people on any other show, do they? Just a Hollywood, right?
They are bringing a gay person to New York.
To New York, they're gonna fly her in.
Yeah. Well, it's true. This person is K. Michelle's makeup artist and best friend.
Oh, Lord, that sounds exhausting.
And it is exhausting. Apparently, from what I could tell, from they released the Love and Hip Hop New York trailer, and from what I could see from behind Remy Ma's shoulders, I saw him running after his boyfriend talking about he was catfishing him on Grindr or some shit, whatever it is that the kids use these days, and it's just like it's just a lot. I'm like, wow, well, this is just stupid, and of course he's Latin, and as Funky Dineva said, it's two things that on this planet that I can't deal with: a messy sissy and a Latin sissy, okay? It's two things that I can't deal with. Kylie. Okay.
Sorry.
You agree? He didn't hear me. He don't know what we're talking about.
Sorry, y'all. I had to disengage.
I was really trying to say something inflammatory so you would look up from your phone. I'm really surprised that you didn't say anything.
Okay, so...
I said it's two horrible things: a messy sissy and a Latin sissy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well... I'm down. Who's comfortable using the word sissy? Oh,
Kaya.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to talk about her another time because I really want to get into Kaya this episode, but you know what? We gonna save
Kaya. I do. I don't know what it is. She's that one that she gonna say some problematic shit, but she's just like she's just drunk. It's okay. Just let her say what she got to say. She got to. She can't help it. You know, we all got that one family member that always be drinking. They come around and say some disrespectful shit, and you be like, "Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right."
Okay, so before we get out of here, let's do our little music segment. Let's make it cute and quick because
starting with you. What have you been listening to? We have been here since 7 o'clock, bitches. Almost 10.
Oh Lord!
But we work hard.
We do.
We work hard to bring you guys content that you know we all like.
So, Rico Nasty is an artist that I have been exploring expansively for like the last few weeks. I first heard her single that was on Insecure. Yep, that is my shit. So I took interest immediately because I was just like, this song speaks to my spirit. Mm-hmm. Like, it's all of the energy within me in audible format. Mm-hmm. She is a female rapper from DMV area. Mm-hmm. Not gonna specify. We don't care, really. But
that's all you need to say?
She wears wigs.
Beautiful wigs. Nice wigs for a debut.
Sure.
Let's think about Tamar Braxton when she came out. Let's think about Nicki Minaj and that China Bang. Listen, we know why you had the China Bang, because it was a hard front wig.
Okay.
And when she said, I'm in the chair, I was gluing my weave in. Mm-hmm. Come on, sis. You was really gluing your weave in.
So, Rico Nasty...
When she get hot, you start losing tracks.
She just released her... Which mixtape is this? The third or second mixtape?
This is the... I want to say it's a third.
Yeah, it's a third, but it's SUGARTRAP 2. Because the first mixtape was SUGARTRAP, which was cute.
Yeah.
But...
And then she released another one.
Tales of Taco Bella.
Yeah.
That is my shit.
That's my shit.
That's a good cut.
That's what turned me on to Rico Nasty was the Blocklist song.
Oh, that's a good song.
That's my favorite song. Yeah.
Listen, so if you haven't, experienced Rico, go out, listen to that Tales of Taco Bella, because Watch Me be thumping. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
So the new project, SUGARTRAP 2, have you had a chance to listen to it yet?
I don't like the artwork.
Okay, so that's...
I told you that's what's keeping me
that's
from
where
listening
James
to
is
it.
on this. He doesn't like the artwork.
It's just anime, and it looks like I listen, I understand it's just a mixtape, but I feel like when you want me to listen to a fully realized project, mm-hmm. I want to see a concept. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just see, it's a cute little anime drawing.
Right.
That's not appealing to me. Cash Doll, I have this issue with you too, bitch. Your mixtape cover was literally a picture of you that we had all seen before with boring Times New Roman ass font that said Keisha versus Cash Doll at the top in yellow. I should fight you on sight for that. That was disrespectful.
It is definitely
not. It was racist. It hurt me.
It didn't have the energy in it. Was an act of violence. I would have enjoyed. I think that the tape... I'll just run through my favorite tracks. I like Poppin'.
Of course. Key Lime OG.
Key Lime OG is just a fucking national anthem.
If you don't know Key Lime OG, do you need to get on the leash?
The video's really cute too. I like the video.
And with her budget, I can't wait until she starts really popping.
Key Lime OG, Spaceships is the cut. Mm-hmm. I like Rojo be thumping. Mm-hmm. She really just makes like this fun.
It's very fun
and animated.
It's not too serious,
but still somehow aggressive,
very
like
aggressive.
trap music.
Like
she calls it SUGARTRAP, and I think that's a really
brilliant
fitting term for it, because it really is like just cartoonish. She talks about like cartoons in her music, but like this girl she's fresh. Is what I would say. And that's what I like about a lot of artists sometimes. It's like when you come through with a fresh concept and it has elements to fit you into a theme and kind of align you with other people have aligned her with Lil Uzi Vert,
she
Lil
is
Yachty.
Like the 90s. Like she is like the 90s threw up on a dance record. Like trap music. She's a very unique rapper. And she challenges what is and what is not rap music.
Right.
So that's what I appreciate about her.
I like that about her too, and I like the raw element of her, like that raspy yelling ass voice where she'd be like, keep that bitch on a leash. I'd be like, yes, keep her locked away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep her away from me.
Keep her away from me. Keep that bitch on a leash or keep that bitch
I'm
from
feeling
me.
that.
She can be around, but you need to be in control of her.
Right. Short leash.
Exactly. Short. Because if she start jumping up on me, I'm going to beat the bitch ass. And that's just how it is. Who else is on your radar?
Okay. You listen to Sabrina Claudio. Is that how you say her name? Claudio? Audio, but Claudio?
You know, my friend Amanda.
Tell us about Sabrina.
I was listening to one of the playlists that she made, and it was really good. And I heard this voice that's just real soft, whisper, very simple, but very fitting with the time. Mm-hmm. And I was sort of like, who is this person? And she told me, oh, it's Sabrina Claudio. And I'm just like, okay. And I really hesitated on listening to the full project, but I listened to, she has I think it's a mixtape, actually. I think she classifies it as a mixtape because she already has an EP out. But it's called About Time. Mm-hmm. And it has these really beautiful songs. Like, they're beautifully sung. I think she just has a very simple voice. She's sort of like SZA, along the lines of SZA, but without the personality that SZA puts in her music.
Okay. That's the only thing about Sabrina Claudio to me. And I'm not that familiar with her music, but I did think that I listened to a project briefly, and I deleted it from my library because it wasn't doing enough for me. It's not that it was bad.
It's something that you put on in the back. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? It's something that doesn't pull focus from what's going on around. Like, it's sex music to me.
It's a mood.
To me, that's like something that it's like you won't be in like the situation like thinking about the lyrics or like, you know what I'm saying? It'll just be there. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
And for that, I appreciate its simplicity. You don't get a lot of projects like that these days. I don't know. And she's a beautiful girl. She performs well. Mm-hmm. Which is something that I'm always impressed with when I see a singer go on stage and they're actually performing. Mm-hmm. And they're not running out of breath. I mean, she doesn't do anything but stand there and deliver. So
right, but that's simple, and I like that.
Yeah, because and she wears a little silk gown, and she says, "I'm just going to sing my song."
Cute shape. She's cute.
Yes.
You know, and she's just sexy. Yeah, I get it.
When I saw it, I'm like, oh, she's like in her 30s, and then I like looked, and she's like really young. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because this cover, it makes her look very, very older, very much so older. So yeah, I have been listening. I haven't been listening. I've probably listened to 2 songs. Mm-hmm. And that's Wanna Know. I love Wanna Know. And then Belong to You.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 songs that I listened to. Yeah.
The last little music highlight that I wanted to give, I know we talk about female rap so much.
Because it's something that we need to talk about.
We love it, you know what I mean? Well, what would music be without female rap, you know what I mean?
We really need to take a moment to just give black women, black femme creators, black femme rappers time.
Iggy, not you, girl.
Not you. Who else doesn't get that?
You know, Iggy turned her ear up.
Right. She's like, yes.
Female, okay.
Yes, female
that's
rap,
me. Not
that's
you,
me.
girl.
Not you, sis.
But
you're not in this club. I'm just saying, I know in my heart when a black woman takes a microphone, I'm going to hear something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the black women who are leading this in so many different areas. I appreciate Nicki. I appreciate Cardi. I really love Cardi.
This is one thing that I've always liked about Nitty Scott, because I remember... I
love Nitty Scott.
Segue, away from what we're talking about, but Nitty Scott made a big point when she was coming up in her career and talking about how people will group all of these female rappers into one category as this is female rap. Mm-hmm. But within that, there's so many different styles and women from different coasts and different areas that have different styles. Yeah. And like they really, within female rap, there's so much to explore that it's really...
it's not a monolith.
Right.
There's no one way to be a female rapper. Mm-hmm. And I love that women are not having a problem with challenging that. Mm-hmm. Cash Doll, a lot of people tried depending on her and say you're just a ripoff Nicki. You have the shape, you have this, but when you listen to her music, it's different. It's Cash Doll. When you listen to her music, you can tell it's Cash Doll.
The first comparison when I listened to Cash Doll, I thought of was Trina.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I was like, this is a Trina.
I see that more than I see Nicki.
But who I wanted to talk about was BBYMUTHA.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those of y'all that haven't been put on, there is a viral track going around the internet called Rules. And it's a very simple.
To a nigga that used to getting pussy, because that pussy gonna be everybody's business.
And that's nothing but proverb. Like,
that's the advice that you should be getting from your mother.
Right.
Your mother should be telling this.
Okay, so I really like, I did some exploring, because when I'm into an artist, I really try to go, deep into what they do, where they came from. Yeah. She has a little project out called, what is it?
GlowKit?
Yes, GlowKit. Yeah. So I also like Roses. Yeah. Off of that, because that's a bop. Mm-hmm. She gives me like I call her New Kaya, because she's almost. It's
only got 3 songs on it, but well, no.
There's more than 3?
No, it's 3.
Yeah, a cute EP.
Yeah, I don't like the way she put it on iTunes, but because it's structured weird, because it says it's a single, but then it also has 3. It's an album. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. But she does give me Kaya vibes.
Yeah, but like an informed Kaya.
Yes,
like a Kaya that has read a book and not just
a Kaya that cares.
A Kaya that cares, but like a Kaya that cares and uses soap.
Yes. A Kaya with teeth.
I was just about to say a Kaya with incisors,
if you will. I really like her shit just because it has like this really edgy. Her, what her music sounds like to me? It sounds like trap music from back when. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't give me the new like Metro Boomin or like the
same chords and the same
808s rhythm and shit. She has like this real grimy, bass lines and her shit that's just like, okay, I'm here with you. I also saw the video for The Rules, and it was a lot of queer inclusion in that video, and I like that. Some of y'all will call it tokenism. I just say, hey,
I don't think so, because I appreciate it when female rappers understand that they're not just speaking to women. Mm-hmm. And understanding that in a lot of contexts, people who are not cis hetero can relate to their
music. They know who goes up for them. They know that the gays go up.
But it's something different when between knowing that and actually being active about it.
Yeah.
And I think in that way it's kind of telling of the actual artist. Mm-hmm. But it's like you're not including these people in your wins. You're not including these people in your moments. And I think that's what I respect about Baby Mother, because it's like, this is the first video I've seen from her, and it's packed with people from different types of experiences who need this information. Because you can't give your pussy to a nigga that ain't used to getting pussy, because that pussy gonna be everybody's business.
It's bad for business, sis.
You can't sell dope to these niggas, because they broke and they snitching. They ungrateful.
Did you see my thread with my
I retweeted all of it.
Accompany.
I sure did, with your accompanying gifts. I sure did.
Yes. So, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we wrap this up and get the fuck out of here?
I don't have. What are you asking me? I don't understand the question.
Okay, so I'm assuming you have nothing.
Do you have something that you want to say? You have something you need to get off your chest?
I just want to say thanks for everybody that's been fucking supporting this show and listening to it and fucking with us. Like,
I co-sign that.
I really, I really am appreciative of the people that give a fuck about what I'm doing creatively and trying to just stay behind me as much as they can. Like, I really fuck with anybody that listens to the show, shares the show, tells me that they like it, because I don't just take that shit lightly. I'm like, okay, this is a reason for me to keep
into this.
Yeah, it's the reason for me to keep doing, what we're doing. So just thanks to anybody that gives a shit and is on our support team.
I would like to definitely co-sign that. I think you're 100% right. This is only our 3rd episode, and I think a lot of times numbers can be infectious, you know, and a lot of times people will try to discourage you, and I really appreciate. That's the thing that I don't think everybody understands. The people who listen and the people who are sharing and the people who are engaging in conversations with us. Because this is what this podcast is about. Right. It's about starting conversations and sustaining conversations and having archives of conversations. And I really appreciate that people are engaging in these conversations with us and that we're being supported. Like you said, my friends tell me, it nothing makes me more proud to see the people that I support, whose businesses I support, come and tell me I love these podcasts.
I think you're absolutely right, because I think a lot of the reason, and people miss it sometimes, the reason it's called the Awful Podcast because we're always talking about some trash shit. Yeah. But like there are these undertones of like important conversation that needs to be fostered. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, we try to do a good job of bringing light to things that are overlooked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like you said, once again, thanks to everybody that's fucking with us. And I think...
And if you don't fuck with us...
You're late and tired. I just... All right, girl.
There's no hope for you. A pox on you and your family. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. You didn't see Mulan growing up?
I don't identify with it that strongly. I gotta pee, so we gonna get out of here and we will see y'all next time.